right. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to a new video here on the Salty Psychic. I am Audrey, the Salty Psychic. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hi. Glad you found me. You may remember me from the Watts case a few years ago. Then I left and now I'm back. So I am psychic. I am interested in true crime from the aspect of being psychic. We can all watch the news and reports from so many people on the internet about these true crime stories and these cases. They're awful. But a lot of times, the victim themselves, the murdered person, will come into my presence. They will come. In fact, I got people coming in right now. Uh, they want to talk, they want to share their story. No, they don't give me the full story like a TV show, but even the smallest amount of information can make a big difference in the case. All right. So this is a case regarding Alec Baldwin, famous actor, and him being on the movie set of Rust. So we know the armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, has been convicted and she is serving a 1.5 year prison. She's in prison sentence for her part in this unfortunate accident. Negligence is there as well. So for those of you who are new here, I used to be an actor. I've been on the set many times, lots of movie sets, TV shows, commercials. I've done a lot of that stuff in the past, way in the past, mostly before I had children. So I do have some experience. I can kind of tune in, if you will, as a psychic. I can kind of tune into the atmosphere of what was going on. Not necessarily because of my past acting experience, but more being a psychic. So, all right. I have a really interesting article that talks about Alec Baldwin, what is going on with his case, which the trial will start next month. We're in June already, guys. So his trial starts in July. I want to know how you feel about this case. We know he pulled the trigger. That's already been deemed true through Hannah Gutierrez's trial. So we know he pulled the trigger. Obviously, he didn't mean to shoot anybody. He didn't mean to kill anybody, but people still have to be held responsible. He was literally holding the smoking gun. What do you guys think? What's fair? What's justice? Should he spend the year and a half? Woo! In prison, like Hannah, or should he bail his way out with money to lawyers and whoever else under the table can be paid off? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. But for now, let's go ahead and get started with this article on the Associated Press. I have this article here. My husband sent it to me, which I find it very interesting. It's just interesting to me, you guys. All right, so this movie was being filmed in New Mexico. So that's where Helena Hutchins did die, was in New Mexico. All right, so a New Mexico judge has rejected a request by Alec Baldwin to dismiss the sole criminal charge against him in a fatal shooting on the movie set of Rust, keeping the case on track for a trial this summer. Judge Mary Marlowe Sommer on Friday upheld an indictment charging Baldwin with one count of involuntary manslaughter in the death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins in 2021. The judge rejected defense arguments that prosecutors flouted the rules of grand jury proceedings to divert attention away from exculpatory evidence and witnesses. Special prosecutors have denied accusations that the grand jury proceedings were marred and say Baldwin made shameless attempts to escape culpability, highlighting the contradictions in his statements to law enforcement to a workplace safety. Regulators and in a Friday's decision removes one of the last hurdles for prosecutors to put Baldwin on trial in July. So what this is saying is Alex um, defense attorneys are really turning some tricks. They are really digging up information. They are digging into the history of different trials that have happened, maybe similar to this trial, this charge, this charge against Alec. They are doing anything and everything to find a loophole or a gray area to get these charges dropped. So when they're talking about culpability, that means how guilty is he? Is he as culpable as Hannah Gutierrez Reed? Meaning, are they both at fault? Are they both equally at fault? Is it 100% her fault? Or is Alec culpable for some part of it? How much of it is he culpable? Also, the defense attorneys are trying to say that the proceedings where the indictment was handed down, where the jury came together to agree to make the charges on Alec, they are saying that that jury did something wrong and that now the indictment should be thrown out. It's very tricky, this law stuff. It's not black and white. And unfortunately, people get away with a lot because of the laws. You know, the laws are not simple. It's not simply guilty or innocent. There's a set of laws that decisions have to be made based on those laws. And it's not always the truth. It's like mitigating factors. What color was the sky that day? What day of the week was it? Was it I mean, it's just ridiculous the tight grip the government has on the rules and the laws. I hope that makes sense. We look forward to our day in court, says defense attorney Luke Nikes and Alice Spiro in an email. During a rehearsal on the set of the Western film, Baldwin pointed a gun at Hutchins, where the revolver went off, killing her and injuring director Joel Souza. Baldwin has maintained that he pulled back the gun's hammer, but not the trigger. Baldwin has pleaded not guilty to the involuntary manslaughter charge, which carries a maximum sentence of 1.5 years in prison. 1.5 years in prison. Marlo Sommer rejected arguments that prosecutors acted in bad faith after reviewing transcripts of the January grand jury proceedings, noting that the prosecutors are not required to present exculpatory evidence. Okay, so exculpatory evidence is favorable evidence for the defense. So additional favorable, evidence is not being admitted. So the judge is saying, "No, I don't wanna hear any more of your evidence. What we have is what we're going with and moving forward from there." So, prosecutors last year dismissed an earlier involuntary manslaughter charge against Baldwin after being told the gun he was holding might have been modified before the shooting and had malfunctioned. A new analysis of the gun last year enabled the prosecutors to reboot the case. And if you watched the trial of Hannah Gutierrez Reed, it was proven that there was no way the gun would have gone off unless the trigger had been pulled. So that's no longer gonna work in Alec Baldwin's case. That has already been proven. So prosecutors have turned their full attention to Baldwin after a judge in April, sentenced Hannah Gutierrez to the maximum of 1.5 years in prison. So also, the courts are looking for they're looking for Alec to take some ownership. He's not done that. He literally went on TV saying he is not responsible. Dude, you're holding the gun. You're holding the smoking gun, literally. So we know you did it. We know you didn't mean to. We know you weren't trying to kill anybody or injure anybody. But yes, it was an accident. We know it was an accident. And I bet you guys, if Alec had just come forward and said, "Oh my God, I can't believe this. When I pulled the trigger, it wasn't supposed to be a real bullet. What the hell?" If he had taken some responsibility at the beginning, I think the charges would have been dropped and it would have been deemed an accident. Hannah would have been still charged because it was her fault, right? But now, because Alec has done what he's done, um, no one's gonna do him a favor and get rid of the charges because we know he did it. We know it was an accident, but you know what? He's not being responsible in the least. And this is his personality. I'm telling you. I've never met the man, but I'm telling you, as a psychic medium, I tap into his energy and he's just not a nice person. He's really not. I hate to say that. More people need to not be like him. There's a lot of people like him. And until he starts taking some ownership of it, he's going to end up with the same ending as Hannah Gutierrez Reed did, which is 1.5 years in prison. And you know what? If Martha Stewart can go to prison, Alec Baldwin, so can you. It's unfortunate. And, even though I was in acting, I was out there in that world for a while. It's nothing serious. It's acting. It's not rocket science. It's not brain surgery, dude. You're not helping. You're not helping the planet by making these movies. I'm sorry, you're not. You're not that important. You're not important at all. Yeah, you're good at having a million kids with your kind of cuckoo wife who sometimes has an accent and sometimes doesn't. That's just another bizarre, weird thing. So, um, I don't know. You tell me what you think. What should his punishment be, if at all any? Let me know down in the comments. I'm curious to see what you guys think about it. All right. Well, thanks for checking out this video. There's a lot going on in crime right now. I just have to be in the right mindset to film it because it's regarding people who've been killed and murdered. And sometimes my energy is just not in the place where I can discuss it. But I feel okay right now about discussing this particular case. And for the first time, I will say I do feel Helena's presence around me, which is why I decided to make this video. So where is she? She's crossed over. I can see her. That's half the battle. I've never seen her before. It's a weird thing for me. I know she's dead, but I haven't seen her in my presence before. So today's the first time I've seen her. So maybe she'll come forward and tell me what she thinks should happen. Of course, on the other side, there's always no blame. There's no blame anywhere. Everyone's forgiven and all that kind of jazz. But I always want to hear what they think. So stay tuned. If she comes forward, I'll do another video and let you know what she says, if anything at all. All right, take care. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the way out, as well as the thumbs up button. All right, take care, guys. See you soon. Ciao.
Audrey's no wizard, but she is psychic. Hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. Also, check out Audrey's life behind the scenes with her second YouTube channel, Audrey Christine, at AudreyChristine58. Check the description box below for more information.